Everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat, Baruch Hashem, at Shira David, Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Tzizit, and we're in Halacha Gimel, and we're going to do letter Beis today. Okay? Letter Beis, 2. Everyone have the place?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. So it's an amazing learning. We're learning now about tzitzis and how important the tzitzis are. Let's delve into it a little bit more with siyata d'shmai. Here we go. V'le'echais b'kisei k'voide yizbarach tzrichen lishma hayira shebelev. Shu b'chinas binyan Yerushalayim. Remember we learned about this? Let's talk about it for a moment, okay? So we say that a person can grab on to the Kisei HaKavod. He can grab onto the HaKadosh Baruch Hu's holy throne, the throne of glory, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's throne. But how do you do that? How could you ever think of grabbing onto the holy throne of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You have to watch the yira in your heart. Because we said that a person there are different kinds of yiras in the fulais. There are different kinds of yiras. There's different kind of fears that people fear that are not founded. It's not correct to have such fear, right? People will be fearful of economy. People will be fearful of governments. People are fearful of sicknesses. People are fearful of all kind of things. I mean, it's just an amazing, right? I mean, the people has all kind of fears. But really, the yira should be. We have to watch the yira should believe. And where do these thoughts come from? The heart. The heart, because that's where the Yetzer Hara is. So the Yetzer Hara comes up with these different ideas to bring on anxiety. So people should have anxiety. You know what the anxiety is? Nervous, lachatz. You know what that is? Yeah? This is no good. It's no good. No good. When a person has lachatz, it's no good. He's nervous, he's worried, he's pressured. No good. It's not a good thing. So we have to lishmar yira shebelev. Shu bechinas binyan Yerushalayim. Why is it binyan Yerushalayim? Because we said that what's the word Yerushalayim? What's it stand for? Yira shalem. Yerushalayim. Yira shalem. Yerushalayim. That a person should have a complete yira. That's what Yerushalayim really means. That a person should have yira shalem. What's yira shalem? To understand that Hashem is here. And I have to fear the Rebbeinu Shalom and not fear anything else. That's Yira Shalom. But how do you do this? But we say when a person has the 3 different Tivis, the 3 main Tivis, which we said what was Tivis Mammon. Remember we said? Person is chasing after money all day long. Or the person is Tivis Achila, or the person is looking for all kind of delicacies, and he's driving himself crazy to find different delicacies and to engage and to eat these different delicacies. It drives a person crazy. He can't find it. How's he going to get it? Where's it going to be? Is it going to be right? Has he cook it? Has he prepare it? All these things that make people crazy. And of course, the last one we said was Tivis Mishko. Sexual impurity and these type of things, chas v'shalom. These are the types of things that the heart makes us crazy with. These type of things the heart can drive a person crazy. Why? Because that's where the Yetzer Hara is. But again, if I work on my yira, which is building Yerushalayim, which is yira shalem, so then I can work on taking care of these taivas and understanding that these taivas are not important. We said that the night is divided into 3 sections, right? There are 3 taivas, right? There are 3 different desires. And the night has 3 sections, right? We said there's 3 sections. The first section is the section that it's given, the Kadosh Baruch gives over the control to the Matron Nusa, right? We said that, right? And that's when it's the time of all the craziness in the world that's going on, because that's the time that the Klippas have their time of rule. But what happens? But the das that we get on Shalosh Regalim. Why? How do we know we get das on the Shalosh Regalim? The Beis Hamikdash was what? The place of das. That was the place of das, and then we went up to the Beis Hamikdash for das. And through das, if a person has the right das, knowing that what we say is das, hashkacha pratis, know that every situation in my life is run by the Rabbeinu Shalom. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if I understand that everything is run by Hashem, not by the police, it's all Hashem, not governments, it's all Hashem, then I can understand that Hashem is with me. And then I can understand that these things are not important, these type of Tivis. And then I can understand how to get rid of the Tivis. I can understand how to build the Yirah Sholem in my heart. And then I can understand how then I can grab onto the Kisei HaKavod, because again, I'm supposed to be controlling the Malachim. I have to control the Malachim. I'm supposed to control them. How do I control the Malachim? By grabbing onto the Kisei HaKavod. How do I grab onto the Kisei HaKavod? By having Yirah Sholem. By having Yirah in my heart. The correct Yirah connects me to the Rabbeinu Shalom, then I can grab onto the Kisei HaKavod. Any questions? No? Okay. Tzizit. Oh, here we go. Now we're back to tzitzis. We had this beautiful idea. Now let's see how this works on tzitzis. Shehu bechinas tikana hayira shebalev. Tzitzis can help be misakin the yira in my lev. How can tzitzis help be misakin the yira in my lev? Because it says v'lo yisasur achar levavchem v'zeh bechinas halamed beis chutin shebetzitzis. How many strands do we have? How many strings? Kama chutim yesh batzitzis. How many strings do we have in our tzitzis?
8.
No, 32.
Oh, 32.
32, 8 on each side, 32 in total. Why is that 32? That's the gematria of lave. Lave, 32, lave. So I have to fix the yirish b'lave. My tzitzis helps when I see it. When I look at my tzitzis, they can help. They're a tremendous help on helping me to be misaki in the yirish b'leiv. Because again, I understand that the Torah says to me, I shouldn't pursue after the desires of the heart. Because through tzitzis, we have a protection. The tzitzis helps us, affords us a protection over the pagam of the Tivis. Because again, I recognize what's important in my life. And then I can fix the Yirish B'Leiv. I can watch the Yirish B'Leiv. I can have a Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is Yerushalayim. And if I have Yerushalayim, I can be oiches on the Kisei HaKavod. I can come to connect to the Rabbeinu Shalom when the Malachim are trying to take me down. I can control the Malachim. Unbelievable. Because through the strands of strings of the tzitzis, it draws for me das. It draws for me this idea of the Ashkacha Pratis. Hashem is in my life. It helps me. Shebishleisha regalim l'sakin sholish Tivis, to fix the 3 Tivis. Sholish regalim, sholish Tivis. Hatuluyim belev. That bechina tzitzis. This is tzitzis. But now look at this, what the Rebbe says now. Valkin ain't tzitzis nayagim b'layla. And therefore we don't wear the tzitzis at night. There's no mitzvah to wear tzitzis at night. Did you ever know that? There's no mitzvah to wear your tzitzis at night. Why don't you wear your tzitzis at night? He says, Ela b'yom ki b'halayla zeh b'chinas chayshech. The night is darkness. That's when I'm supposed to go to sleep. When it gets dark outside, I go to sleep. Why? Because I want to I don't want to be involved in all of the things of the world. I don't want to be involved in the dark klipas. I don't want to be involved in the Tivis. I don't want to be involved, so I go to sleep. And that's when the Shalish Tivis come in the most. They come into effect the most at night. The Shalish Tivis, the Taiva Vachila, right? I need to go to the fancy restaurants and I need this, right? And then I need to go and Tivis Moment. Oh, I got to see the stock tips for tomorrow. I need to make more money, right? It's all at night, right? And the Tivis Mishka, we understand, is at night, right? Shehem Bechina Shleisha Mishmore Shel Alayla, the three sections of the night. The first section is the night of the night is the section where that's connected only to the Tivis, and it's where Rav Nosson says we go to sleep right away. Go to sleep because don't be involved in those things. Every single day we have to draw the das from the Shalosh Regalim, from Sukkot, from Pesach, from Shavuos. Every single day we need to draw that das from the Shalosh Regalim. Every day we connect to the Shalosh Regalim. L'sakin shleisha mishmorei shel halayla, to help fix the three sections of the night. Bechinas shleisha Tivis, the three Tivis. V'zeh bechinas or yoim. And that's why we have light during the day. The day is full of light. And we said, what is the light that we see outside? We see the sunlight. That's really, you're seeing Hashem's light. You're seeing the Aragonas every day. You look outside, you see Hashem's hidden light in the street. And why we call it Gonas? Because really Hashem is hidden in the light. I think the light is coming from the sun. Where is the sun getting the power to give me light? From Hashem. So whose light is it? Is it the sun's light or is it Hashem's light? It's Hashem's light. Unreal.
The sunshine.
Right, the bechinas or yoim. So bechinas or adas. This is or adas. Shenimshach b'chol yoim misholosh regalim. Ki ha-regalim nikroim yom tov. Because the regalim we call yom tov. I know everyone in Eretz Yisrael, they say every day you have a yom tov, right? Yom tov, right? But we call, by Ashkenazim, the sholosh regalim, you say good yom tov. You say I get yom tov. Right, a good Yom Tov. That's is what we say on when it comes to Sukkot, Shavuot, and Pesach. Okay, that's how we do it. So regalim nikroim Yom Tov. The regalim are called Yom Tov. How do you like this? Isn't it nice? Yom Tov. B'ikar or Yom hu bechinas tov. The main light of the day is the goodness. What's the goodness? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. Bechinas vayar elikim es ha'or ki tov. Hashem said, look how Rav Nosson is it comes to this beautiful tapestry here. In other words, we said that the R is the day, the light in the day is Ta'iv. And then we said that Yom Shalosh, and which helps me with the draw from the Shalosh Regalim, which is Yom Tov. How do I know it's Yom Tov? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, when He created Vayar Elikim Es Ha'or Ki Tov, Hashem said that the light is good. Ki Haru B'chinas Chesed. It's a Chesed from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we have light every day, that the sun comes out every day. B'chinas das shenimshach min b'chinas shalosh regalim. That's the das. That's the das that we can grab, that we can connect ourselves to every single day that comes from the shalosh regalim, because the shalosh regalim is called Yom Tov. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, "Vayar elikim es or ki tov." B'chinas Yom Tov. Misaktin kol shalosh Tivis. Sayidei zeh meir ayoim. And that's how the day gets its light. We push off the darkness. It pushes off the darkness. But now look what the Rebbe says, and we're going to go back to Chatzos now. Look at this. Oh, it's so sweet. And every day, how are you going to get to this good? How are you going to get to the toiv of the day, that the light is toiv? How are you going to get to it to see that the hashgacha pratis in the day? How are you going to get to it? How are you going to get to that? It's very simple. Study Torah at night. Study Torah at night. Getting up in the morning at chatzos laila. Getting up by chatzos laila. And what do you do then? You study Torah. Through that, We learned a lot about this, if you remember, right? In Hashkamas Habayka, we learned a whole bunch about this. But it's always good to review, and Rav Nassan always wants to review with us. Thank you, Hashem, for this. It's unbelievable. That every time that we get up in the morning, we get up at Tikkun Chatzos, and then we learn Torah, and then we come into the day, and we come into davening, and we daven with the Neitz Baruch Hashem like we have the schus to do. We are waking up the morning. We are waking up the morning. Not that the morning wakes me up. Not that I'm asleep and the sun shines into the room and wakes me up. I'm up and I wake up the morning. My davening wakes up the morning. When I say the Hallelujahs, I say to the sun, hey sun, now you can go shine. In the Hallelujahs, I say, sun, that's okay, now you can go shine. I'm waking up the morning. That's what we're supposed to do. And via doing that, via me waking up the morning, via us waking up the morning, we could recognize the R is Toiv. And what is the Toiv? Is the Chesed from Hashem. We could understand the Hashkacha Pratis. Ki kol echad tzarech lokam b'chatzos laila, kidei l'shaber es halayla. Every one of us has to get up at Chatzos laila. And again, I'll remind you, what did Rav Nassan say? Rabbi Nachman was very adamant that everybody gets up exactly at Chatzos Laila. But then Rav Nassan said, if you can't do that, then get up an hour later. And if you can't do that, get up 2 hours later. Get up 3 hours later. But whatever you do, make sure you get up before Alois HaShachar. Remember?
Yeah.
It's good to review. Okay. Chatzos is the main, the midpoint, is the midpoint of the night. Chatzos is the midpoint of the night. Toikev cheshkas laila. It's the darkest time of the night. Chatzos is the darkest time of the night. The same way we have Tu B'Shvat, right? You know the Yom Tov of Tu B'Shvat? David, you know the Yom Tov of Tu B'Shvat, we celebrate the trees. When is that holiday? It's in the dark. It's the coldest time of the winter. But again, why is that? So why is HaKadosh Baruch Hu set up that Tu B'Shvat and Chatzos Laila is all the same thing? It's that this is the darkest time of the night. That's the coldest and the darkest time of the winter. Why is that? Because we understand that there's that kusta de chayusa, there's that little bit of life force that's in each time. And we understand that we have to connect to that. And that's how we can have the Tchiyas HaMeis. That's how we can wake ourselves up. But we do that through the Toikev Chesches Laila. Kishemeshabrim Nes HaLaila v'kamim b'chatzos. Because when I have the ability to break the night, well, I could say the night the world says I have to sleep. But I say, I don't care what the world says. I'm going to do what I have to do. I have to get up and serve the Rabbeinu Shalom. V'kamim b'chatzos. Then I could break the 3 watches of the night. Because I take the 3 watches and I bring that and I recognize that it's all the Rabbeinu Shalom. Sheheim b'chinas shleisha Tivis. That's the 3 Tivis connected to the 3, connected to the 3 watches of the night. And therefore, what we're supposed to do is study Torah in order to bring in the das, to bring das into myself. And what's the das? We said to know it's all Hashem. Einoid milvadai. To understand it's Einoid milvadai. It's only you, Rabbeinu Shalom, in the world. It's only you, Hashem. L'sakin sholish Tivis, and that's how I can fix the 3 Tivis. Al kein oz b'chatzos misablen al churban beis hamikdash. Oh, look at this. So if you say Tikkun Chatzos, what are we doing? We're crying over the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. Why? So why did you ever think should Tikkun Chatzos come up at Chatzos, and at that time I cry about the Beis Hamikdash? You know why? Ki ikar das nimshach mi Beis Hamikdash. The main das came from the Beis Hamikdash. K'may Shamar B'Seinu Zal, as Chazal say in Brachas, on Lamed Gimel Lamed Aleph, Kol mi sheyesh b'ay deya, whoever has das, whoever has the knowledge and they understand it's the Rabbeinu Shalom and the Hashkacha Pratis of Hashem in the world, Kilo nivne beis hamikdash b'yamav. It's as if he built the beis hamikdash in his day. Why? Because the whole idea of the beis hamikdash was to have das. But if I can acquire the das via the limud of Likutey Halachos, via the limud of the tzaddikim, if I can acquire the das that it's only the Rabbeinu Shalom, so then it's as if I have that das, it's as if I built the Beis Hamikdash. Now we can understand what it means. That if I have the deya, if I have the das, it's as if I built the Beis Hamikdash. Kamuva b'divrei Rabbeinu zal kama pa'amim. Rebbe speaks about in Likutey Moran in Siman Vav, at letter 7. He also in Torah Yud Gimel, letter Aleph. And therefore, on the Shalosh Regalim, what do? We made Aliyas HaRegel. We went up to the Beis HaMikdash. Kidei lahamshich misham das, in order to draw das from the Beis HaMikdash. L'sakin shalosh Tivis, to fix my Tivis. Because now I can understand that Chatzais Laila is the Klalius Laila, is the all-inclusive of the night, because that's the Emsa, that's the center point of the night. It's the Klalius Laila of Oz Oiskin L'sakin Sholosh Taivas. And then I can work on being Mesakin the Sholosh Taivas, Shem Bechin Sholosh Mishmar Shalalayla. Balkin Oiskin Oz Bebinyan Beis HaMikdash. And therefore, that's why I work so hard on Binyan Beis HaMikdash. I'm working on crying in the Beis HaMikdash because I want so desperately the das that the Beis HaMikdash was giving to me. I want so badly the das. Kimis Ablin Oz Al Churban Beis HaMikdash. And then if you do that, you'll be zeichet to see it being built, the built Beis HaMikdash. Kamay Shamra Beiseinazal in Tainus Nimsa. Through me crying over the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, specifically at Chatzos, I'm working on building the Beis HaMikdash, because again, I'm acquiring the das. And if I have the das, as if I built the Beis HaMikdash. And then through that I can draw the das, even through me building the Beis HaMikdash each night via Tikkun Chatzos. Then I could fix the Shalosh Mishmaris, Bechina Shalosh Midas. Then when it comes to the morning, then you'll be Zoichet to have Or Yoim. Then you'll be Zoichet to have the light of the day, Or Yoim. Nimshach me or hadas, that comes from the or of das, the hashkocha pratis, understanding that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is behind the sun. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is behind the light in the world. It's all the Rabbeinu Shloim's light. When you see light outside, you're seeing the Rabbeinu Shloim's light. Shenimshach b'chol yoyim misholish regalim, and that comes from the sholish regalim, which is the das, which comes from the Beis HaMikdash. Bebechinas kol ha'isik b'Torah b'layla ma'ishichin olav chut shel chesed b'yoyim. Look at this. If you look at these beautiful words, anyone that studies Torah while it's dark at night, Ma'ishichin olav is drawn upon the person, chut shel chesed b'yoyim. He gets the chut of chesed, the strand of chesed is upon the person during the day. Look what the benefits you get by learning some Torah during the night. Tikkun chatzos v'chesed hu adas. Chesed is das. Okay. Ki zoichen, because you merit that the fact that you can come up and get up in the night with the tikkun chatzos, and you could learn Torah at that time, then you're zoichet to have that chud of chesed upon you that day, which is l'or yoim, shu or das. That's the or of das. That's the Yisi HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. Hanimsa b'chinas Yom Tov, which comes from the time of Yom Tov Mishalosh Regalim, because that's the time of das. Al Yedei shekamim b'chatzos u'mishabim shalosh mishmaros, by me breaking the 3 watches of the night. How do I do that? We said that chatzos is the emsoy, is the center point of the night. I throw it off kilter. I throw all those Mishar Maris off, and I recognize it's only you, Rabbeinu Shalom. Shem Bechina Shalish Midas. Okay. Al Kain, take a Babaikim Amshichin Ar Yoim Shel Adas. Therefore, right away in the morning, I draw upon me the ardas. Ayidei chutei hatzitzis, through the strands, through the strings of the tzitzis. Shem b'chinas chut shel chesed. The string, you see, we just said here, Ma'ishich and all of chut shel chesed. What is the chut shel chesed? That's the, excuse me. What? Okay. How do you get, what is the chut shel chesed? The chut shel chesed is that you get that the strand of chesed upon you during the day through the strands of the strings of the tzitzis. Why the strings of the tzitzis? Why? Look what he says now. Through breaking the night. And I study Torah, Balayla. And I draw the das from the Beis Hamikdash. Beautiful. Ki tzitzis heim bechinas regalim. The tzitzis are by themselves an idea of regalim. How do you know that? The bechinas tzedek lefanav yahalech. The righteousness in front of you should go. What does that mean? She's bechinas shalish regalim. Oz holchim la'alis l'regel. We know when it came to the shalish regalim, we went up to Aliyas HaRegel. We went up to Yerushalayim. Where was the Beis Hamikdash? In Yerushalayim. What's Yerushalayim? Is das. Right? Having to know it's the Rebbeinu Shalom. K'mei shekasa shalish pam b'shana. Yei roh. Shezeh bechinas tzedek lefanav yahalech v'yosem l'derech pamav. Kamuva b'makim acher. Many times Rabbi Nachman speaks about that in lesson Lamed 30 in Likutey Maran. V'zeu bechinas tzitzis bechinas tzedek levashti v'yil b'sheni. And the words of Eov. Tzedek lavashti, I wear righteousness, and I'm enclosed with the righteousness that I'm wearing. Let's pay attention to these words. These are very important words. We have 8 strings. On each corner, the 4 corners of our garment, of the tzitzis, you have 8 strings. And each string has to be wound. It has to be twisted. And there's no way you can twist something unless you have 2. If you're going to twist the strings together, you need to have 2. That's the minimum. Hakonav psil. And Chazal teach us that is no psil with less than 2. That's the strands of the tzitzis. And it has to be at least 2. Look at these words. Look at these. I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. Rav Nosson put this together. In every single one of the tzitzis, I have 16 strings. Why 16 strings? Because I have 8 strings, and each string is wound by at least 1 more. So if I take 8 strings and I wind another string, I have 16 strings. I have 8 strings that are twisted together. And we said that Hakonav psil only has to be at least 2. So if I have them 2, it means it's 16. Keneged hayamim sheyesh b'shalosh regalim. The 16 days of Shalosh Regalim, the 16 days of the holidays. Sheim b'chinas shisha asa yomim. That's 16 days. It's 16 days altogether. He says how? Ki Pesach Shiva. The holiday of Pesach, we have 7 days. Shiva yomim. Ushvuas yom echad. And Shvuas is 1 day, which is what now? 8. Ushmainas yemei echad. And Sukkot, together with Shmini Atzeres is 8. So if I add it up, how many do I have? 16. 8 and 8 is 16. Bechinas Tain Chelek l'shiva v'gam l'shmayne shedorsho b'seinaz al regolim. Al kain ikka tzitzis heim shmayne chutim, and that's why tzitzis has to have at least 8 strings. Kineged shmayne shemei chag sukkos, which is in contrast to the yom of Sukkot. Shua mispa meruba b'yoyse mikol yomim regalim. That's the most days is connected to the Chag HaSukkos of all the Shalosh Regalim. V'nichla b'soichei gam kain shiva, and inside there you have 7. Yimei HaPesach v'yoyim HaShavuos, and Yom HaShavuos makes 8. Gam shmeinas Yimei HaSukkos eim ha'achrein sheberegalim. We know that the Yom the Chag HaSukkos is the last Yom Tov of all of the holidays. Kineged Yaakov. And that holiday is Kineged Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu. The Pashas we're learning. Shekolo Mikola Avos. Yaakov Avinu is all inclusive of all of the Avos. Why? Because Avraham Avinu was the Midah of Chesed, right? Yitzchak Avinu is the Midah of Gvura. Yaakov Avinu is the Midah of Tferes. What's Tferes? The perfect balance between Chesed and Gvura. When I perfectly combine Chesed together with Gvura, I will get a perfect balance. Is Tferes. That's Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu. Shu Kolo Mikulam. Because he has why is he Kolo Mikulam? Because he has the Chesed of Avraham Avinu. He has the Gvura of Yitzchak. And he has his own midah, the midah of Tferes. And now we can understand why there are 8 strings when it comes to the tzitzis.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day. Kol Tuv, everybody.